so much for having me here. And I was told I could talk about Krishna stories, and I could talk about walking stories. Maybe I'll blend the two together. What do you think about that? Is that okay? How old are we? 9? 11? Oh. What are you? 8? 8 is great. 9 is fine. 7, you're in heaven. 6, you might break some sticks. 5, you might live in a beehive. Hare Krishna. Okay, so let us start off like this. Let's do something together. Just repeat after me. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve. Can I hear more people? Gaura Vani Pracharine Nirdeshesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Kesha Dharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radhadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, we're going to act this one out, okay? This is Radharani. Hare. We say Hare, it means Radha. With your right hand. Hare. And then Krishna. I know you don't have a microphone, but just pretend. And then Hare. Krishna. And bring it down. Krishna. Krishna. Hare. 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 Now I'm going to be a warrior, Rama. Rama. Hare. Rama. 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 Hare. Hare. High five. Right hand. Or just count. Bad karma. Okay. We got other people? Yeah. Jai. Jai. High five. Oh! Good. Very good. Great. Thank you so much. So we'll talk a little. I wrote a book. It's called The Saffron Path. You know what saffron is? Well, it's like a thread from the whorl of a flower. It's quite common in the country Spain. I think in India too, you get saffron. Anyways, saffron refers to this color. Some people who saw me walking on the road, they saw me from a distance, like someone's driving. You've been in a car before, right? You're driving, you see something from the distance, and because it's far away, you don't know exactly what it is. But I have had people tell me, I saw something orange in the distance, and it looked like a traffic cone. You know the traffic cones? Yeah, they're kind of like it's an upside down ice cream cone. Put it down like this. And then the motorists, the people driving said, I saw the traffic cone moving. And then they got closer and closer, and then he saw me. I'm a monk. I'm dressed like a monk. So people are fun when they're out there. They have a lot of things to say. They thought it was a traffic cone. Some people think I'm Jesus. They call me Jesus. Some people call me Buddha Boy. And I've been also called Grasshopper, which is a popular martial arts teacher that was on TV. And I don't watch TV, right? I'm a sannyasi, I don't watch TV. But I learned these things along the way. I've also been called many other things. Arrowhead, different things like that because of the tila. This martial artist kid that is like indexed, so anyway, we call all kinds of things. But I don't mind it. I like the attention. And when I walk on the road, and people notice, I believe I'm bringing them to the attention of Krishna. Right? That's it. And I also learn many things myself by walking through the wilderness. Mountains, deserts, grasslands, cities with what they call skyscrapers. Some people call them high-rise. I call them high-rise, low-conscious buildings. That's what they are. And farmland, where there's barns, cows, horses, mules, you name it. The monkeys? No, I never walked through monkey countries. No. Monk countries, yes, but not monkey countries. Okay. All right. Yes. Let's our experts see what they can do. A miracle. I know, it's glad. You're a miracle man. But I will tell you some of my stories. When I get out there, I see Krishna. You know, there's the Bhagavad Gita. You've heard of the Bhagavad Gita? There's chapter 11. It's called the Universal Form. And when you see mountains, we're supposed to think of those mountain peaks to be like elbows. You know? Look at your elbow. That's a mountain. Here's two mountains. Okay? And then there's a little mountain here. Right? That's one mountain here. And then you've also got shoulder bones. They're also mountains. And you've got these shoulder blades in the back. You can feel them. Shoulder blades. They're also mountains. Oh, am I not loud enough? Okay. And so that's one thing. And then we are encouraged to see the universal form. Say like there's shallow areas. Now when you get older, you have a big mountain here. You ever notice that? Maybe your mom and dad have big round mountains. You ever notice that? Or your grandparents? Yeah. So then we have something called lakes, depression areas. Those are the armpits, okay? You can put your finger, armpits, everybody knows. Okay, and then there's another lake here behind the knee, another one behind the other knee. And then there's these mountains here. And then you go to the ankles, and you go to the ankles, and you have this thing sticking out here. That's another mountain. So that's the way you're supposed to try to see the universal form of Krishna. And when you walk down a trail or down a road, you try to see Krishna as the universal form. Okay, so I'll tell you an interesting and fun story. I was on my third walk across Canada. You all know where Canada is? If you ever see a map of North America, you'll see Canada and it's always on top of the United States. Okay? It's always, anyways, it's a big country, and it was my third walk across Canada. It takes 6 to 7 months to walk it. So it's a big country. So it was one fine morning, and it was on a quiet highway called the Crow's Nest Pass. And it was early in the morning, hardly any traffic, and I'm in bear country. You know bears. Rawr. You need to be a bear for me? Oh, you're just a bunch of pussycats. Bears are ferocious, and especially in this area, there's grizzly bears. They're big. You have the black bears, they're a little bit small, they're more common. And then you have the bigger bears called the grizzly. And they have sort of more of a flat face, whereas the black bears have something that protrudes out like this. We also have polar bears. But if you're walking in polar bear country, you might as well chant Hare Krishna and say that's the end of it. I'm going to go back to Godhead now. So I was my third walk across Canada in bear country. I was walking through, I was going to do 40 kilometers through raw forest. And it was a, what do you call it, a national park. It's protected, you can't build in those areas. They're forests reserved for wild animals. Just like you have those kind of strictures for areas blocked out in Africa. Same thing, right? So I was offering a prayer to Krishna, and I said, this is my third walk across Canada, and I haven't seen any bears. I thought this is ridiculous. So my prayer was, Krishna, could you please come to me in the form of a bear? It would be nice to see you in the bear avatar. Do you know the story of Jambavan? You've heard of Jambavan from the Ramayana? And, well, he's a bear. He's a talking bear, very intelligent bear. So I thought it would be very nice to see Krishna in the form of a bear. So I prayed. It would be nice to see you like this. Okay. Now, the method for walking is I always have a support person. And that support person has his vehicle. He drops me off from the place from where I left off the day before. So I was walking, and he'll sometimes drive ahead 5 kilometers, stop, and then walk, chant on his beads, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Right, so he would do that, I'd catch up to him. So when we did that, it's early in the morning, it's a quiet highway, hardly anybody drives in this area, it's wilderness everywhere. So then we were talking, and my friend Garuda Mahan, he likes to talk a lot. Have you ever met people who like to talk a lot? And you wonder, can I go there and switch that person off? You met those kind of people. They can be a little annoying. But anyways, he would actually talk a lot about relevant things. And he was a serious devotee. He joined me because his wife had died from cancer, and he was very depressed. So he said, why don't you come and help me out? It'll be a great adventure. So we're walking, and he's talking. And then coming around the corner of a big mountain was this, what looked like an ape, with a big hump. But we got a little closer because we were going in one direction, and that creature was coming towards us. We could see it's not an ape. They don't live in Canada. But it was a grizzly bear, because they have humps. So I said, Garuda, can you stop talking? What's that? Does that sound familiar? What was that? Okay? And the Guru said, that's a big animal. So yeah, it's a bear. And did you notice it's coming towards us? Right? So we are walking on the side of the road. The bear is in the middle of the road, not worried about traffic, because there's hardly any traffic. Right? Now, one interesting thing about bears. This is the way some people have defined bears. A bear is a creature that has 4 legs and a very sensitive nose. So bears can smell something from very far away. And they like sweet stuff. If you're carrying snacks with you, how many of you like sweets? Candy. Now, if you're going to go through the forest in bear country with candy, you might not come out of the forest. You know? They just, and Garuda Mahan and I were very careful to note, you can't have, even when we do our laundry, we hardly use soap, just a little soap, because the bears will smell the soap and get interested in you. So the bear was coming towards us. He didn't really, they have very poor eyesight. And in fact, if a bear comes close to you, you're supposed to go like this. You're supposed to raise your hand so they'll look, say, oh, this is a tall creature. I might move away. So this bear smelled us first. And so fortunately, an automobile came with a human being inside of it and tooted his horn, and the bear took off. Okay, so we went like this. Oh my gosh, we're safe. So we kept walking. We still had to reach the car. And 20 minutes later, we heard a snort. Something like that. And so we turned around, and there he was behind us. He had changed directions. Now, he was getting very close. Prabhu here with the red, beautiful, gorgeous blue kurta on. Yes, Prabhu, you. Yeah, you with the glasses. Yeah, you. Yeah. So the bear was this close to us, walking. And we are praying. You know, we're praying. Namaste, Narasimhaya, But we broke up our song because what are we supposed to do? There was no houses, no people. The bear was very interested in us. He turned directions and was after us. Now, I'm telling you something about bears. Do not run away from them. Do not run away from bears, because that gets them more excited. And they start to think, oh wow, we're having a party. And they start chasing after you. So basically you have to sort of stand your ground. So, but we were walking and we were praying. I remember at one point, I was thinking, now if the bear suddenly charges at the two of us, one of us can walk a little bit this way and the other one that way. And this way one of us is safe. Right? I was thinking like that for a second. Maybe that's selfish. So anyways, the bear is coming closer and closer. And he's big. His grizzlies are big, but when they're on their toes, they're at 8, well, 10 feet. It's huge, they're huge. They can be, they weigh a lot of pounds. Do we go by pounds here? Kilograms. Whatever. Pounds, kilograms. What? Yeah, they'll be up to those balloons. Those are the eyes of the bear. Let's pretend. Okay. But anyways, we were just not sure what was going to happen to us. We were really happy that we were on the road. We felt that maybe there would be some safety. So the bear got closer and closer. He was sniffing us. And we made sure not to run. And then something magical happened. In the distance, way down at the bottom of the mountain road, was one of those transport trailer trucks. Maybe you call them lorries here. They're called lorries. Well, it was this big, way down at the bottom. But it came closer, and the trucker, he was in there and he was shifting gears because you have to climb the mountain. It's not easy. A lot of energy goes into it. So he's shifting gears, and this is in a mountain valley, and everything could be heard like very clear. Basically, it was like the acoustics are such that you could hear everything was echoed. So we knew what was going on, Guru Bahan and I, because we were sort of walking backwards and forwards, and we were talking to the bear. You're big, you're strong. We just wanted to make sure we didn't show fear, you understand? So then we saw that the trucker was coming closer and closer. And the bear was looking sideways. Where is that noise coming from? Once the trucker got really close, then the bear could feel it on his feet. The road is vibrating. And then finally figured out there's something behind me. So he looked behind, and when he did, he saw that truck was coming, much bigger than him, and that bear took off. And that was it. We didn't see the bear anymore. So our lives were safe. Krishna wanted us to do more walking. And I don't know what was in it to me. I was very either stupid, silly, or just brave. After that incident, and we got to our car, Garuda said, well, I think I'll go and do my chores now. I said, I'll be okay, don't worry. If the bear shows up, I think Krishna will protect me. So I went another couple of kilometers, and then I saw another bear. This was a black bear, and it was a mama bear, and she had a baby bear. And the little baby, cute little baby, it was climbing up a tree. And they make this noise, climbing up the bark with their little claws. So I was up on the roadside, and down at the bottom, the bear looked at me, up at me. And the bear saw me like this, and I was tall and I was high. And so the bear went, she made a sound like a cow. Like that. I'm serious. Can you make that sound? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, moo is very auspicious, you know, because it's coming from a cow, and it's also the reverse of om. Om, like O-O-M-O. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya. So when cows do the reverse, it's very auspicious, I believe. When you hear cows moo and bulls moo, it's very calming. Okay. So when that mother black bear made that sound, it was an alarm for her cub to come down. So it came down, and then they took off. Okay, so anyways, remember how I was praying to see a bear? Well, Krishna answered my dreams. So you have to watch what you pray for. I'll tell you another story about a bear instead of about a black bear. I was in northern Ontario. That's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a province where I live. Okay? And in the north, there's lots of black bears. So anyways, I'm walking with another devotee. He's a brahmachari, and he's wearing saffron. And he's straight from Cuba. came right out of Cuba. And he and I were walking, and a motorcycle guy came towards us. Black leather jacket, helmet, beard, everything black, including his motorcycle. You've seen motorcycle people before, right? Sometimes called Hell's Angels. Okay, so he came and saw us, and he stopped right in front of us. And he said, "I'm warning you guys." Like, it was very threatening. And we were wondering, what did we do? Maybe he wanted to break our legs or something like that. He looked tough. He was dressed tough. So then, he said, "I'm warning you guys." I was driving high speed back there, and there was this bear right on my tail, right behind me. So I'm warning you guys, you're walking towards that bear. So he takes off. And myself and Giovanni was his name. We kept walking and walking and walking. And, then what happened was he spotted the bear first. She was in the ditch, and she was eating wild strawberries. Have you ever had wild strawberries? Have you ever had artificial strawberries that you buy in the store? How many people have eaten wild, let's say superficial strawberries? Okay. See that guy? He looks like a strawberry. See? Okay, put his hand. Now the wild strawberries are so yummy. They're so tasty. But I was really happy about the fact that this bear was eating her strawberries, wild, from the ditch. So we stopped there. I said, let's stop for a minute. Let's watch the bear eat. But Giovanni, who never saw a bear in his life, because he's from Cuba, he never even saw snow in his life. It was the day before. He saw some snow in the ditch. He packed it, threw it up in the air, let it fall down. He was in ecstasy. Now he's seeing a black bear, and he's also in a kind of an ecstasy. Okay, so we're just looking at the bear, and the bear feels a little bit threatened. So the bear went up like this, on her hind legs. And they went, "Whoo!" So I decided at that point, we'll get out of there. Okay, she didn't chase us. But you know what the story was? She actually had 3 little cubs. And we didn't see them. But she was in the ditch. The cubs were over here. And we were standing in the middle. So that's a problem. Have you ever heard stories in Africa that if they're by a hippo, it's wild, and the young are over here, don't stand in between. So we have the same kind of dynamic in Canada. So anyways, that month in May, I saw so many bears. They came out of hibernation, it's May. And they come out of their hole, out of their den. And then they go and eat grasses. And they eat the grasses that just came out from the spring. And I did a lot of study. Not only was I interested in seeing bears, and I was seeing so many bears, it was like, oh, there's another one, like houseflies. There's so many bears. But I usually took some interest in their stool samples. Bears are known to poop on the road. I think they're trying to tell us something, that we don't care for your roads. I think, so what I got to understand, I would get a little close to see their poop. And it was very dark in the spring because they ate all green things. Then later on in the summer, their poop would turn into sort of red colors with seeds. They would eat all kinds of berries. Maybe that's why they're called bears, because they eat berries, right? Is that a corny joke or what? Okay, well, at least some people got laughing. And so it's just interesting to see the wildlife along the way. But I have to tell you honestly, the wildest creatures out on the road are not bears, they're not moose, they're not, let's say, flies or mosquitoes. There's something called Homo sapiens. They're called human beings. Yeah, human beings can be very nasty. Have you noticed? They can be very rude and crude. And what else rhymes with that? Come on, all you bright, poetic people. Rude, crude, with a mood, after food. What else? What else? What else? I don't think anybody can contribute. Druid? Dudes? They're bad dudes, yeah, that's true. Bad dudes. So anyways, when you're walking for many kilometers a day, day after day, you're going to meet lots of wild animals. You're going to meet some nice mild people. Some are wild, some are mild. When I was a young teenager growing up, there was a popular rock band called Steppenwolf. And they were one of the first heavy metal bands. And their popular song was, "Born to be wild." You know the song? Okay. There are not that many people who are born to be wild. Like most people don't understand. Hush, calm down, control yourself, peace, shanti, like that kind of thing. So anyways, if you want peace in your life, a good approach is to walk. Put some shoes on, put some clothes on, and go and walk. That brings about peace. I believe that where there's more walking, there's less squawking. And I believe that when you walk, you rock. You're cool. And you're not cool. So I encourage people to walk, but walk in safe places. And when you do walk, bring your mullah with you. I met you earlier on. When you walk, bring your japa beads with you. Then it's like, have you heard the saying, killing two birds with one stone? You ever heard that before? But that doesn't work out so well for us because we don't like to see birds killed. But we don't mind seeing two demons being killed by one stone. So my point is that when you walk and when you chant on your beads while walking, you're taking care of two areas of major concern. And one is, when you're walking, it's a good workout, right? Good exercise. But when you're chanting while walking, you're getting something extra. It's a good work in. People go to the gym for a workout. How many people go to the gym? How many people go to the gym? Okay. Is that true? They go to the gym and they just want some recognition. Well, okay, we got a few people here, the big kids. So you walk, or when you go to the gym, you work your body up, right? But what about doing the work in? What about developing your soul? Right? Isn't that important? We are not the body, we're the soul. We are Atma. And you all know that, right? Atma. Can you say Atma? Atma. The other word starts with a J. Jiva. And we also have a soul. That's this English word, soul. And we also have this soul here. But it's spelled differently. What is the word for soul in Afrikaans language.
Yes.
What is it?
Yes.
Can you say it again, Prabhu?
Yes.
Hist? Okay, now, Afrikaans. So I just want to tell you, I'm not totally a dodo bird when it comes to the Dutch language, because my parents were Dutch, and we learned all the interesting words like lekker. And if something's beautiful, you say prachtig. It's a good way to clear the phlegm to learn the Dutch language. It's more guttural than German. Yeah. So just to let you know, ik ken een klein beetje Hollands verstaan. And when I hear your Dutch, my God. All right, so anyway, we told some stories about bears, about walking, a little bit about Krishna, and the time went by so fast. Just watch out for those wild animals, and the ones to watch out for most are the human beings. Okay? So let's live safe. We've got a book all about our walking adventures, and I've got young people reading it. It's an easy read. I've got it available. That's my commercial break. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. What's that? Okay.
So let us show appreciation for His Holiness Bhakti Marga Swami Maharaj ki. Giving us a lot of information about the bare necessities of life. So we ask the children to come to the front to take a group picture with Mar, and then Mar will be giving out some prasadam to children.